We continue our coverage now of the deadly mass shooting at Bondi Beach in Australia, where at least 15 people were killed and dozens more injured in a terror attack on a Hanukkah celebration. There has been a wave of anti-Semitic incidents in Australia over the past year, and critics say the government there has not responded forcefully enough. Joining us now is Noa Tishby, an actress, a best-selling author, and Israel's former special envoy for combating anti-Semitism. And she used to live near the site of Sunday's attack. Noa, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
So this attack doesn't come out of nowhere. It doesn't come in a vacuum. We're going to get into what it's all tied to and what can be done. But talk about Bondi Beach. You know this beach. You know celebrations like the one that was attacked.
Yes, I do. So I used to live in Australia, and in fact, I used to live on Bondi Beach. So Bondi Beach was the view from my window. It's a wonderful place. It's a very strong Jewish community. I know that, Chabad, and it's an absolutely it's such a lovely, celebratory, fun time of the year for the Australian people, and it's heartbreaking what is happening right now. Look, I've been talking to a lot of my Australian friends, and the main thing that I'm hearing from them, in addition to devastation and heartache and pain, is anger.
Yes.
It's a huge amount of anger because what had happened.
I want to hear about that anger because we had survivors on yesterday who were there at the attack, and they said very bluntly that the government has blood on their hands.
Yeah.
Can you put that in perspective and context for why people are so angry about this attack?
Yeah, it's exactly
rightfully so. The anger is rightfully so, but why at the government?
I'm hearing the exact same thing. So first of all, we need to understand this. Consider your intifada globalized. That's what's going on right now. The intifada being globalized means open season on Jews everywhere. The reason that they're angry is because the Executive Council of Australian Jewry has been reporting high number of incidences, anti-Semitic incidences. In fact, 3,700 anti-Semitic incidences since October 7th to the Albanese government, and they have done absolutely nothing about it. So I'm hearing that same anger from everybody, that the government should have done more about this, and this could have been prevented. Also, the young child.
But the government might say, we haven't ignored it, that we've done something.
What have they done?
No, I'm just saying.
No, they've done nothing. No strong language, no strong actions. They've not spoken up against it. I'll give you an example. On October 9th, 2 days after the October 7th attack on Israel, of Hamas on Israel, there was a huge demonstration in Sydney, on the Sydney Opera House, in which we thought at the time that they were saying gas the Jews, but in fact what they were saying is F the Jews, which is not much better considering this is October 9th. And nothing has been said about this. They didn't condemn it, they didn't speak up against it, and they didn't even allow it, but they didn't stop it.
No, we're talking about Australia. We could be talking about any other country. We could be talking about America. There was an elderly Jewish woman firebombed in Colorado, died. 2 Jews shot out outside of an event in Washington, D.C. So what does a government, a society have to do to separate out criticism of an international conflict and a government and attacks on just random Jews walking down the street? How do you separate these two things out in a way that allows the Jewish community globally to feel safe?
To feel safe and to criticize Israel's government if they wish to do so. There's nothing, anti-Semitism and criticizing Israeli government is not the same at all. And you're absolutely right. When there is a conflict in Israel, immediately Jewish communities around the world are being attacked. And this is exactly what anti-Semitism, the new shape of anti-Semitism is. So anti-Semitism is a shape-shifting conspiracy theory. And what it shifted into today is this Israel-related Jewish hatred, Israel-related violence, and it is lethal.
Now, when any group is under attack, you're looking for government intervention, of course, and then also civilian allies. So as we stand here right now, what can we do to help Jewish people feel safer?
Thank you so much for actually asking us this question. This is such a beautiful thing and so important. So listen, first of all, strong language against it. The second thing is strong actions against it. And to be honest, one of the most powerful things that anybody can do, any government, any organization, any group, any company, is adopt what's called the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, the International Holocaust Alliance definition of anti-Semitism is a non-binding, non-legal definition, the prism from which to see what anti-Semitism is, because a lot of people don't understand what it is. If you understand what it is as a company, as an organization, as a government, you can actually fight against it. And we need to acknowledge this threat is real, this threat is lethal, it's killing people, and we have to stop it. It has to stop.
Yeah, Noa Tishby, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.